when a party or an organization, let's welcome the guests first, takes a decision, Randeep Surjewala, Atul Anjan, Sava Naqvi and Sudhanshu Trivedi, when a party takes a decision which seems to be absolutely self-destructive in the short term, then Sabha, usually there is an assumption that they are looking at some long-term advantage. I want to begin with you, Sabha. What is the long-term advantage that the Congress party is seeing in working so hard to defend Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi?
There is none, Arnab. So, Arnab, there seems to be none whatsoever, and it's very strange because it's up to the leadership to insist that they will resign. Sonia Gandhi did so in 2004 when she said she will not take high office. She didn't resign, but she made a sacrifice of sorts.
Yeah.
Now, clearly, this is a very, very unfair thing that they have done to the history of the party, because it should not belong to one family to protect one child, one son,
totally,
who was lacking even in the decorum to go for the final dinner of the Prime Minister of India.
Absolutely.
So what we are stuck with is a situation which is an insult to the history of the grand party. And if they want to start rebuilding the party, they can resign. It is up to them. Naturally, Arnab, you yourself said it on Saturday night in the TV show. You said this drama will continue, and that's exactly what we've got.
But how bad does it look?
And they've not been able to rise above the drama in a time of great crisis.
This is all, 20 years back, people, Randeep Surjewala may have...
It's an insult.
Yeah, 20 years back, strong language, Saba Naqvi says this is an insult to the people of the country, what the Congress party has done today. Now, 20 years back, people may have even looked at this drama. In the India of 2014, Mr. Surjewala, people are laughing at this drama. This whole 24 Akbar Road drama, which only proves one thing, that you're even more out of sync with the reality of this country, even more out of sync than this actual vote has shown to you. Why is the Congress party not putting a mirror to its face and realizing the truth there, which has been told by the voter this time? Mr. Surjewala, why are you defending the Gandhis like this?
Congress party has its inherent strengths, its capacities and its resilience to bounce back of every crisis. Nehru-Gandhi family have successively, ideologically, as also in every possible manner and crisis, have led the Indian National Congress successfully, ably and resolutely. The entire party has complete faith in the leadership of Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi. I understand Sabha can have her own opinion. You may call it a drama, but for us it's an article of faith.
Article of faith in what? This is all strong language, Mr. Surjewala.
How can?
Let me get in Sankarshan also now. Article of faith in what? Now you can say we have an article of faith, but if you have an article of faith in a flop show, if you have an article of faith in a flop performance, if you have an article of faith in a leader who has produced nothing but flop after flop after flop, then people will ask you, what is the basis of your judgment? Sankarshan, article of faith argument by Randeep Surjewala. Your response.
Permit me to Mr. answer Surjewala. That before Shankar Singh.
Arnab, I've been listening to you. I've been listening to your interview with Mr. Digvijay Singh, and I was a little bewildered because you were trying to prove that the Congress is a family-run party. It's like trying to prove that a circle is actually round or a square has 4 equal sides. I mean, it is a family-run party. And if they are caught, article of faith is the Gandhi family. I mean, we can sit outside and criticize it, but for the congressmen, they are the article of faith. They are the glue. They might be at the moment terrible, but that's what they have. I don't expect the Congress party to suddenly start throwing out the Gandhis. They will become 100 parties in this country. So there is a way of looking at the Congress from the outside, and this is a moment to be very, very critical of the Congress party, because they have run a tired, unimaginative, and as Sabha said, that act of not appearing for the Prime Minister's farewell dinner was scandalous to me. But that is what the Congress party is up against, and the challenge is the Congress parties.
The Congress party, the Congress party has to be true to itself. The Congress party has to be true to itself.
The truth of the Congress party, Arnab, is that the Gandhis are the only pole they have. It is like expecting the BJP to be free of the RSS.
That is because the vice president is the son of the Congress president. And the Congress president is the mother of the Congress vice president. And I asked that question today, can a mother be completely objective about the abilities of her son? Why is this question not been asked, Shankar Shayan? I'm asking Randeep Surjewala this question today. Today, how can it be so within the family that the mother is asked to assess whether the son is responsible? Obviously, the mother will not say that the son is responsible. Do you expect Mr. Surjewala, Sonia Gandhi to say, my son Rahul Gandhi is responsible for this defeat? People are watching you today, Mr. Surjewala.
Mr. Arnab Goswami.
He's not going to say anything.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, you make things too simplistic.
Simplistic? This is the most basic question.
Yes, we have lost the election. Yes, we have accepted it with grace and humility. Yes, we bow before the verdict delivered by people of India. Yes, we will do necessary course correction, review and introspection. But to say that a single individual is accountable and responsible is not only unfair,
so that individual
and is taking a too simplistic
I don't think so.
Situation
I don't think so.
That is more cumulative.
We
ran a government for 10 years.
I don't think so. You can ask yourself other questions.
We delivered the best policies
Rahul Gandhi
in our opinion to people of India.
Today, are you saying today to the people of this country watching the program, Mr. Surjewala, that if Rahul Gandhi were to step down, there is no single Congress leader who can be vice president? There is nobody in the Congress party, Chidambaram, Kamalnath, anyone who can be vice president of the Congress party? Tell me, why does Rahul Gandhi have to be vice president of the Congress party?
Can I get in here?
Actually, let's get Sudhanshu Trivedi into the debate. Atul Anjan, 1 second. Sudhanshu Trivedi into the debate. Atul Anjan is going away. I hope it's not because we'll ask questions about the accountability of the left leaders as well. But yes, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Let's get Sudhanshu Trivedi into the debate. Let's see how the BJP is viewing this. Mr. Trivedi, over to you.
Actually, if you look at the role of Congress leadership in the last several months, it is very strange that they give credit to each and every action of party to their first family. Whether it was tearing up of the ordinance and the ordinance is changed, the entire credit was given to Rahul Gandhi. In Adarsh scam, the entire report was changed by the public appearance of Rahul Gandhi and the credit was given to Rahul Gandhi. Even you remember, the 3 cylinders were added in Talkatorai Stadium. The entire credit was given to Rahul Gandhi. But as soon as the defeat comes, it is a collective responsibility. Yes, of course, they will not and they should not. Because in Congress party, the leadership is defined by birth, not by cadre or not by the political process.
Mr. Surjewala,
so they represent those old days which believe in the divinity in the ruler, divinity of the ruler.
Has no defense against what Mr.
Divine, once it is by birth, so they has to be there.
No, but you realize how bad this looks for you,
anything.
Mr. Surjewala.
They have to abide by.
No, Mr. Surjewala, do you even care how bad this looks for you? Sabha wanted to come in. Do you even care? You are not willing to decentralize power from the hands of one family.
I want to say one thing.
Yes, please. You are asking me questions and bringing everybody else.
No, I'll get Sabha and then I'll give you equal chance. Sabha.
Can I, Mr. Surjewala, is it not the right time, just as Sonia Gandhi made a sacrifice and offered Manmohan Singh the prime ministership then, is it not the right time, when Rahul Gandhi is so clearly a flop, for the family to do the larger thing and retreat and say we are the benevolent benefactors of the party, but let a leadership, a truly democratic leadership, come out of the ruins? You are carrying on with the same tottering structures which are unhealthy for you. You cannot get oxygen from this leadership. You need to allow strong state leaders to build up. You need to do that instead of the family always cutting them down to size. You need to rethink your history. India has undergone a very dramatic change.
In fact,
I will not buy the argument that the Congress must live and die by a family.
But
I don't buy it.
No, Mr. Surjewala, also the question goes that people who have proven records in the Congress party are not allowed to rise beyond a certain point. People who have had 3-time, 4-time member of parliament status, who have good MPs, positions, who have not even been given cabinet rank. Your younger leadership in the Congress party has been deliberately kept down to the level of MOS after 2 sessions of UPA 2 in order to ensure that none of them emerges as a threat to Rahul Gandhi. Are these not facts?
The Congress threw.
Are these not facts?
Threw Jagan Reddy away.
The Congress threw Jagan Reddy away. Which top Congress leader is there today who has been nurtured by Rahul Gandhi, who has been spotted by Rahul Gandhi, and who has been encouraged by Rahul Gandhi to become a peer? Mr. Surjewala, please answer these questions. There are many more I have, but please answer all of these.
You want to bring any other one of your panelists before I
No,
start
Mr.
speaking?
Surjewala, please answer, because today across the country people are amazed at what the Congress party has done.
Thank you, because you are not in a mood to listen today, and I've been noticing that. You put me a question and bring in another panelist. Well, if we had made Jagan Mohan Reddy the chief minister, you are the first person who would have accused us of dynastic politics, saying what was his experience except that he was son of YSR. I'm sorry, that is not the way the Indian National Congress decides its leadership. You have to work within the party.
That
Yes,
is what
Mr.
you have done
Jagan
at the
Mohan Reddy
center,
walked
Mr.
out.
Surjewala.
Yes, he was part of the Congress family. But just because you are born in somebody's house, that doesn't mean that you one fine day your father died and you
this is
made chief minister. No, that is not the fashion.
No. This is what you have been doing. This is what has happened in the Congress party all the time.
Sir,
it is just that एक परिवार में दो युवराज नहीं रह सकते.
Please tell me, now that we are having
not
a
have
debate on
two
that,
princes in this
that
family.
somebody's father died and he's made chief minister as a bounty. That is a complete misconception of the style and functioning of
And so
Indian
what happened in
Congress.
1984? What happened in
Seasoned
1984?
journalist, but please correct your facts.
Sir, what happened in 1984 then? I mean, we are talking about tragic circumstances, yes.
I shall answer that.
But we are only talking history.
When Mr. Rajiv Gandhi
there were very many senior congressmen at that time.
Asking me different sets of questions, permit me to answer that. Yes, there were many senior congressmen, but when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, at the collective will of the Indian National Congress, took over the reins of this country, he changed in many ways the face of the country.
Sir, how many candidates? One second, how many candidates? You know, this self-congratulatory. Do you realize today, Mr. Surjewala, do you realize just one thing? Mr. Surjewala, do you realize just one thing? That today, after getting 44 seats, you can't even have the leader of opposition position. The 10% rule also you don't qualify for. You slumped to your lowest ever performance. 178 of your candidates not just lose, but lose their deposits. And Rahul Gandhi has himself lost 35% of the vote in Amethi, where Smriti Irani has given him a tough run for his money. Mr. Surjewala, do you realize how bad you and self-congratulatory the Congress party sounds today? Because your only message which has come from 24 Akbar Road is, the voter is wrong, the Gandhis are right. The voter is wrong, the Gandhis are right. We have to work. Gandhis work very hard. Thank you, the Gandhis. And the Gandhis continue, voters are wrong. This is the broad message that has come from 24 Akbar. I just want to ask you, Mr. Surjewala, and by the way, Mr. Surjewala, I certainly want to hear you. You say I don't want to hear you. I want to ask you just one question today, Mr. Surjewala. Do you genuinely believe or not that the Congress equals Gandhis and the Gandhis equals the Congress today? And do you believe this looks bad in a present day context after this kind of a performance?
Well, Arnab, I see the glee on your face. The truth is that
there is no glee. It's a very straightforward question. There is no glee, Mr. Surjewala. It's a straight question. I don't know whether you are imagining the glee.
I am
asking you a straight question.
The truth is that we have got 44 seats. So there is no need to have a smirk on the issue.
There is no smirk, it's a reality.
And I bow before you as also before people of this country.
Is it not a reality, Mr. Surjewala, that you have 44 seats? What have I said wrong?
Arnab, even in a state assembly like UP or Bihar, 44 sounds like a bad number.
Mr. Arnab Goswami have served this country for decades together. The truth is that we have risen after every defeat by serving the people of this country, whether in 77, whether in 89, whether in 98 and 99. Every such defeat has been followed by review and introspection.
You know, Mr. Surjewala.
Every such defeat has been followed by re-looking at the cadre, its strengths and our weaknesses.
No, Mr. You have not looked at it.
Back.
You have not looked at it. You are wrong again, Mr. Surjewala. You have not looked at
family.
it. No, you have not looked at it.
The truth is also that people of this country have reposed faith in the leadership of Nehru Gandhi family.
If you are in that mode, then it's fine.
The truth is also that post-60s, it is the first time that
even today,
under the leadership of Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Congress has been voted to power twice.
Mr. Surjewala, okay, so Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi wants to respond to you. Yes, Mr. Trivedi, go ahead. And then I'll come in after that. Yes, please.
Yes, fact of the matter is, as Mr. Surjewala is saying, that every time when Congress went out of power, they came back. But there is also one more fact which is attached. If you look at the post-independence history, every time when Congress went out of power, they faced a division. In 1969, when they were out of power in several states, they faced a division. In 1979, they faced a division when they were out of power in center. In 1990s, when they were out of power, it was Tiwari Congress and NCP. So in my opinion, the challenge before the Congress party is more serious and more grave than what is being perceived. And in this hour of crisis, the only binding factor can be the Gandhis.
Are you trying to divide the Congress?
No, I'm not saying. I am just telling you the history. 3 times they remain out of power, and all the 3 times somehow they got divided. So I am just giving you an examples of history.
But I also want to very respectfully remind my friend that in 1984, when you got only 2 seats, sir, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, awarded still due respect to Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and never interfered in the internal functioning of an opposition political party which was relegated
Sir, please tell me one thing. Mr. Surjewala, why does the Congress party keep offering excuses for the Gandhis? No, 1 second. Next question.
No, I totally accept, but I would like to remind to Mr. Surjewala, when Rajiv Gandhi ji was Prime Minister and BJP was having just 2 seats on the floor of the House, he has made an amusing comment or sarcastic remark कि बीजेपी के तो 2 ये स्थिति हो गई, हम 2 हमारे 2, इनका तो परिवार नियोजन हो गया. This was a remark by Rajiv Gandhi on the floor of the House, which is on record, which can be verified.
You can continue to selectively misquote the former Prime Minister, but you completely forget the regard and respect that Shri Rajiv Gandhi ji awarded always to Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Unfortunately, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji is unwell and is no longer able to spell out
Mr.
that
Surjewala,
I wish
Mr. Surjewala, a Congress. Anyway, I'll tell you what a congressman told me. A congressman told me, and only because I want to protect the confidentiality of this person.
We do not need advice.
No, I'll tell you, I'm only protecting the confidentiality of this person because it was an off-record conversation. But I want to share it with you, if it does, help in the course of this conversation. They say this leader told me these NGO types have taken over the Congress party. People who have never fought an election, don't know anything, sit in rooms, and Rahul Gandhi is very comfortable in their presence. Rahul Gandhi does not like being in the presence of us politicians. This is exact words of a very senior Congress leader. Then I said that what if nothing happens in this CWC meeting? I'll tell you what a Congress leader said, very senior Congress leader. I'm only protecting confidentiality. I'm telling you this, Mr. Surjewala. But I wouldn't say this unless it was a fact. The leader says, well, in that case, changes will happen by default, if not by design. I said, what do you mean by default, if not by design? They said, then what will the Gandhis do when, top Congress leaders start leaving in individual states? When people start asking questions and saying Rahul Gandhi is not doing well enough, well, we might as well find our own way. At that point of time, changes will either happen by default or by design. I'm only saying this because this is a fact, and you can check today the background of the people who are working with Mr. Rahul Gandhi and what kind of political instincts they have or they don't have. Anyway, my question is, why so many excuses? After the Uttar Pradesh debacle, excuse was organization. Sabha, I'm coming to you, and Sankar Sher, organization was bad. UP 2012, candidates were bad. Rahul Gandhi 2013, I will transform it the party in ways that you can't even imagine. Right? In December 2013, the campaign is not good enough to, we don't have the machinery to run a campaign. Each time Sabha, a new excuse is brought up but the question of leadership is never brought up.
What's common between a 10-year-old government and a 14-year-old business news channel? Both get toppled by the people's favorite. CNBC TV 18, around for 14 years, has been voted out. ET Now, India's #1 business news channel.
All these excuses, the one question which is never brought up, which is most important, is whether we have an effective leader. Whether our leader matches up. Sabha, is this something?
Arnab,
yeah.
Absolutely, Arnab, Arnab, you're absolutely right. The leader is always protected, and I want to say to Mr. Surjewala, nobody has any glee at what is happening right now. But you must also remember there is a history. You keep worshipping the dynasty, but there's a history of very strong, powerful leaders leaving the Congress, including Sharad Pawar. Please don't forget that. He was against the dynasty. He left the Congress on the principle of dynasty. So you keep on, this is an Sangma who is now headed back towards the BJP.
And Shri
so
Sharad Pawar came back,
exactly, there are such strong state leaders.
Continues to be our valuable ally and respected leader.
But he may be an ally, but your party has also, your dynasty, only when the charisma works does it work. Otherwise, the dynasty has been in decline for a while now. And it's very unfair of you to say the dynasty won you 2009. Even Manmohan Singh had a contribution in that.
Exactly. Today you blame Manmohan Singh.
Was supposed to be good. It was the combined package which worked at that time. Rahul Gandhi has never had a success, Mr. Surjewala, never. I'm not saying that about Sonia Gandhi, but you just don't accept it and you hurt yourself, and nobody is gleeful about the condition in which you find yourself. It is just such a sorry state that this is your opportunity to rebuild yourself.
Absolutely, and I think Mr. Surjewala, instead of once again trying to shoot the media for asking questions, saying you're looking very gleeful, you have a smirk on your face, it's not. What people are more concerned about, Sankarshan, is that
gleeful at anything.
There's nothing to be gleeful about. We're journalists, but what causes us concern is the extent of insulation within the Congress party. It almost appears that 24 Akbar Road is a shell of its own, into which nothing can penetrate. And there is a strong sense of entitlement by which today, for example, a person asking questions is a bad person. You ask questions to the Congress party, you become a right-winger. You see, the fundamental the fundamental fact is today the Congress party is not asking itself the questions. I think Sankarshan, Mr. Surjewala also knows, he's not saying it, that today's CWC meeting was a set-up operation. It was not aimed at serious introspection.
Arnab, I just wanted to take you back to a bit of what Mr. Digvijay Singh said. He's a very senior leader of the Congress, and he said there is no dissent, there are no murmurs. I would like to contradict. You know, we also work on the ground, we interact with Congress people. There is a lot of dissent and a lot of murmur. More than a murmur now after this devastating result has come out. But the Congress party's nature being what it is, it will never float up to the top. That is where CWC is the kind of forum where dissent is absolutely demolished and pushed under the table, which is the opposite probably of the sort of the intention of holding such a meeting, where you bring to the table what's gone wrong and discuss it openly. I'm not saying publicize it to the media. That's the prerogative of the Congress party. But I don't think even in a closed-door meeting like the CWC,
I'm not naming the people.
Things are discussed openly.
No, I'm not naming the people, but I'm not naming them to protect their confidentiality. Before the results came out, Mr. Surjewala, there are top Congress leaders and members of parliament who send us SMSs saying we are shattered at the way the party is being run. Top Congress leaders who sent us SMSs saying Rahul Gandhi doesn't even give us time. He's more comfortable with an NGO crowd. This is serious disaffection building within the Congress party, Mr. Surjewala. Are you not worried that it might grow, especially after today's CWC?
Well, Arnab, first let me, I completely reject the suggestions of these fictional leaders that you continue to quote, and I was watching you when you were quoting them to Shri Digvijay Singh ji, but you refused to name them. Yes, there are introspections to be done. Yes, there is a review to be done. Yes, we have to look at our policies and programs afresh, the manner in which we fail to connect with the people, the reasons for not being able to connect with the young people, the reasons why the government and the party both were unable to convey what we are about our performance to people of India. Yes, we also need to look at our organizational structures afresh. Yes,
Fine.
we need to pump in fresh blood into the organization. All these things need to be done. But to blame a single individual, to blame a single leader,
Right.
As if it's an agenda, is perhaps completely unjust
Whose agenda?
and unfair.
Whose
Party
agenda?
and governments of the states
No,
will
whose
look
agenda?
at it afresh.
No, what do you mean agenda? Whose
Well,
agenda?
you tell me.
Whose agenda?
You need to answer that.
Whose agenda?
There is
You are
you
telling
need
us
to
today
answer
that
that.
as journalists, if we ask the question whether the Rahul Gandhi is held responsible and whether he should step down, you mean that asking that question means running an agenda? Do you really think so, Mr. Surjewala? You really think so? You really think so? Then no, I'm asking you.
Mr.
You really
Arnab
think so?
Goswami, with all respect at my command for you, yes, I'm answering that. Yes, I'm answering that. With all respect that we all have for you, to run an agenda, to downgrade a particular individual,
Mr.
that also the leader of my party, is perhaps unfair and unjust to us.
Mr. Surjewala,
Yes, we have
and let
law.
me say this
and
to
I've
you.
said that repeatedly
Fine,
on your
and
channel.
let me now say this
the
to you, because you
CWC
said it.
says
Now
that
let
we
me say
accept
it to
the
you.
verdict of
Let
people
me say
of
this to you,
India.
Mr. Surjewala.
Yes, my friend from the BJP
Well,
has
fine,
won.
Mr. Surjewala, I'd say
yes,
one
they
thing
deserve the
I-
acceptability that
I'd say
people
this
have
to you,
conferred
Mr.
on them.
Surjewala.
But to target a leader of my party
Oh
in
my
this
God,
fashion
Mr. Surjewala.
is completely unfair.
Mr. Surjewala, first of all, I'll answer you fair and square
I would
and
like
very
to give a
directly,
different
and I know
other point of
Sankarshan
view.
wants to come in. I'm coming to you, Sankarshan. You see, Mr. Surjewala, just ask yourself one question today. You ask questions about accountability, and the Congress party responds by saying you're targeting our leader, you're running an agenda. You ask questions about whether the leader should resign, and you say this is part of a campaign and you're running an agenda and you can't do that. Mr. Surjewala, it may serve you today to say this today as a faithful Congress leader, but we are a free nation with an open democracy, and thank God, Mr. Surjewala, the media does not have to be here to please any political
you have
party.
every right to say what you want
And I
to.
think I take
But
this.
you can't take my
I would say this.
democratic right to point out what I feel
I
is
would say
correct,
this,
Mr.
Mr.
Arnab
Surjewala,
Goswami.
that it
If
is.
you have a democratic right, even I as a
but
congressman
Mr. Surjewala,
have a democratic right to very respectfully
Fine, and people
point
are hearing
out to
you. People are hearing you,
that
Mr.
there is
Surjewala.
this
You think people are not
systematic,
hearing you, Mr. Surjewala,
design,
right now?
attack on one individual is unfair and unjust.
Mr.
That's all
Surjewala,
that
this
I
is not
pointed out,
targeting.
and that is my viewpoint.
This is not targeting. This is asking questions. This is not targeting. This is asking straight questions. And I don't believe, Mr. Surjewala, in going on real issues with kid gloves. I know there are other channels which will ask you the questions with kid gloves. I believe that you should ask questions the straight way, but Sankarshan wanted to respond. And I don't think asking questions about whether Rahul Gandhi is responsible 10 times is running an agenda, Mr. Surjewala. In that case, you have just accused the entire country's media of running an agenda. And I think that's wrong, because everyone in the country is asking that question. Sankarshan wanted to come in.
I think you are putting my words.
Sankarshan is coming in. Mr. Surjewala, fine. Everyone has an agenda. Everyone's targeting your leader. So, Sankarshan.
I only wanted to say, Arnab, that as a journalist and someone who has to report these events, the Congress is at a historic low. And for the first time in this country, you have a non-Congress government with a majority of its own. These are not ordinary times. So if the media is going to ask questions, it is a job of the media to ask questions, and hard questions.
Okay.
I mean, we are not. I mean, what are we doing if we are not going to ask questions? We will ask questions. Having said that, I will also say that I am not at all surprised at what transpired and how the CWC tonight concluded.
Okay.
That is the nature of your party.
I'm going to wrap up, but Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi raised it. I'm totally short of time, but I give you 15 seconds to respond out here. 15 seconds only, Mr. Trivedi, only because I'm short of time.
It always happens when the leadership is selected by loyalty, not by ability. And second thing, The youth leadership, when it is promoted by heredity, not by competence, the result is same. Like Rajiv Gandhi inherited 415 and took to Congress such a situation that they are unable to get the majority. Same thing happened with Rahul Gandhi, same thing happening with Akhilesh Yadav. So it is a lesson for all those political parties who are running on this mechanism, not only the Congress.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on that debate tonight. Thank you.
What's common between a 10-year-old government and a 14-year-old business news channel? Both get toppled by the people's favorite. CNBC TV 18, around for 14 years, has been voted out. ET Now, India's #1 business news channel.